Silo is a TV show about the remnants of humanity surviving in a self-sufficient silo-shaped bunker, in total allowing about 10,000 people to stay alive. It has an entrenched social structure and order, with the manual laborers being at the bottom of the silo and the very top consisting of the ruling class. This includes judicial, which is the strong arm of those in charge, IT, which controls all information and technology, the mayor, which is an elected figurehead, and the judge. However, as it turns out, the head of IT, Bernard, has maneuvered himself to be the one pulling all of the strings behind the scene, but even he has to report to someone, and right above him is the legacy, an all-seeing AI that controls everything in the silo. And furthermore, the silo and the legacy has to report to the main silo, which is the 51st one. The silo has many mysteries. Who built it? What happened to the world above that left it a wasteland with poisonous air? Who created the Pact, which is the rule book that governs everything about silo society? And also the Order, which is a secret rule book that only IT has and follows. Both books were written by the founders, the mysterious creators of the silos. So exactly what were the founders trying to accomplish with the silos and the rule books that they created? On the surface level, the Pact lays out how to run a basic society, from running a government, law enforcement, and all aspects of the society in the silo. If you take a look at some of the pages that we have seen on the TV show, most of the rules can come across as pretty standard rules that one would need when running a society such as the silo. For example, it talks about how all citizens must contribute to the collective survival of the silo, or that every 5 years there is an election to re-elect or elect a different mayor. Furthermore, no person that has the syndrome may hold a public office. As well, all citizens are personally responsible for noting and maintaining their health. The generator level is absolutely forbidden to citizens other than those directly responsible for maintaining it. At face value, none of these rules seem too unreasonable. But as you get deeper into the rules of the Pact and read between the lines, it starts having a much more sinister tone to it. The Pact emphasizes not revealing information about the outside world or the nature of the silo. For example, banning relics of the past and discouraging learning about the past. Bernard takes down the post on how to recover information on old hard drives, and people that seek too much information are viewed as dangerous by the Pact. And the Pact emphasizes a strong social hierarchy and many different caste levels having access to different information and privileges. What further cements this structure is the banning of all mechanical transportation within the silo. This means any type of an electronic lift or pulley. The use of magnification beyond a certain power level is also strictly prohibited. This greatly limits the amount of medical knowledge and other technologies that could be developed. And beyond this, the silo itself limits most residents to outdated technology, and the Pact hinders access to new information. However, as you move up the silo, you do have access to better technology and information. This is done on purpose to reinforce the structure of the silo. Even the higher levels have a better viewing screen than the ones at the bottom. And as you get up to judicial and eventually IT, you get the most advanced and restricted technology and information. It's even assumed that as you go out of the silo, there is even more advanced technology in the main silo. So no one person has access to all technology and information unless you are at the absolute top in the main silo. The Order is a secret rule book that IT itself follows. It is much more blatant about its purpose, and it very openly talks about using manipulation tactics. For example, the Order says to always blame Mechanical during a rebellion. This is to have a distrust of the people at the bottom of the silo, and to make sure that Mechanical can never gain widespread support at the higher levels. It also says to prepare for war if someone leaves the silo, essentially that the social order structure of the silo will fall apart if people start to believe that they can survive on the surface. Once people know that there is life outside of the silo or the system, they can ultimately lose faith in the system. Thus allowing people to explore the surface is forbidden, and those who leave the silo must die as an example that there is no life outside of their current social structure. On top of manipulating people to follow and not question the system, the Order has instructions for a strict breeding program, only allowing those that don't question to have children. What we do know about the 50 different silos is that they are all running the same experiment, but completely disconnected from each other. And that experiment is to create the most compliant population, and they do this through social and genetic engineering. Thus, why selective breeding and the social manipulation takes place. This is the point of the Pact, the Order, and the silos. If a single silo gets too out of line, it could easily be taken out with Project Safeguard. Ultimately, only one silo actually needs to survive, and there are 49 that can be disposed of. Moving far beyond the silos, what is the Founders' ultimate endgame? At some point, humanity will have to reclaim the surface, as the silo cannot be a permanent home for humanity. The people that survive the silo will be completely domesticated to the will of the Founders. People that are socially and genetically bred to follow a strict social order, not question things, and not pose any type of a threat to the Founders. Imagine a surface world where all technology is highly controlled, with only a select few having access to advanced technology, where most of the population works and serves the society, and never goes out of line or questions anything. No doubt the breeding program would never end, and anyone out of line would be immediately crushed and eliminated, or not allowed to have children. And you would essentially have an authoritarian government that never loses power, because they have bred out any willpower or mental ability from the people to ever go against their authority. But what do you think? Is this the ultimate endgame of the silo? Please give me your thoughts and have a wonderful day.